So, I mean, we're going to start with the full five of Des and Friends, like the actual five playing together on defense. They're going to
F4.
take this personal. I think that their goal is to push them to probably the collective side of the map.
I'm guessing they're going to take a F4 as they
Yeah,
have every season.
it'll be F4. I think the only change you'll see from like the complete normal is that they will very quickly get two plasmas in the flag room. I think they have I think they have 100% faith that there will be no actual turret pressure and that the only victory condition is Chucky getting out, whether by like just fluke run, a rep, the RT juggles him and shoots him like it did Smoka against us in F6. Something like that is the only way, and double plasma in the flag room is the best way to prevent that from happening.
My sources say that OnlyFrags might run a very interesting offense this run.
I'd assume it'll be 2 inf, 2 JT, one on a pack. They've been running that a lot.
Could be more interesting than that. Not confirmed.
I would say a
So,
very interesting
so,
offense seldom wins, but I guess we'll
so
see.
what is the lineup then?
Well, you're getting it now.
It looks like Tyrion's a heavy,
I'm going to guess Chompy. No, no Chompy.
no Chompy. X5 is an infantry. It's 2 inf heavy JT. Completely normal. So what were you thinking, Mecca?
I guess
What
my
did your
source told
sources
me.
say?
I can't reveal it in case it comes out. Maybe after the game I'll reveal it.
I mean, there's no way for Des and Friends to hear this. Like, if you're gonna say it could be an interesting offense, like, what is it? Is it double infiltrator?
Possibly.
Just say it.
Maybe a couple JTs.
Like 2 infil, 2 JT, just miracle runs.
Yeah, something like that. Could be interesting. If you're gonna fluke it, why not fluke it? You know.
I mean, so the
Make it
thing
pop
about the
up.
fluke is the best way to fluke is 2 inf JT infil.
I mean, obviously that worked for years with BDS, but in a 5v5 environment, I think that's
So
less
also, I
effective.
think the bigger thing is the fact that turrets are fucking murderers now, and they sucked in the SOE days. But right now, we're seeing a very standard Chucky offense that Des and Friends is going to push back to D7
I wonder why you'd put X5 over Chompy as infantry.
because it's just true Dark Slayers things. Chompy's not a true Dark Slayer, or
Hmm.
possibly because X5 is better fitted to go for the
He might go infill.
yeah go for the info.
I think that's pretty telling that X5's on Chompy. I think he's gonna do something weird.
I mean, if they're trying to catch them off guard without ES, there's a 0% chance of that happening. Every single one of them carries ES on all defensive buy macros. Like I am 100% sure that if you team profiled them, they would have five enhanced sensors.
Yeah, I think if they didn't, Angelus would have a breakdown.
I mean, they're just veteran enough. Like anybody who's played this game long enough, every defensive macro they have has ES. Most of us even have offensive macros with ES. So I guess we'll see if we get anything insane. They still haven't done any swaps yet. Let's take a look at the ret setup. Or oh, we've got an MG in the flag room. which is semi-normal, semi-strange, but only one plasma at the moment. Albert is dismantling sentries, and he's going to put up a second plasma.
I was gonna say all
Yeah.
three of the primary reds there have line of sight on the flag. Is the
Yeah, this
idea.
is 100% the anti-get fluke turret setup. They're basically asking you to come and fight them with a power offense.
Yeah, their best bet's gonna be TDing out over Chucky actually flagging it and flying out.
I mean, the issue is TDing out's very hard against the best medic in the game.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't possible to build 2 plasmas there.
It is. You can build 2 plasmas, but you have to dismantle 1 sentry before you build the second plasma. You can't build a non-sentry while your team has 6 turrets alive.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember
So
in season
Albert will
one,
almost
actually-
certainly mine right off the jump because he only has 20 tox right now. But between grape shots and all the bullet mines, I don't think it'll be an issue. The standard way this defense is going to function is Designer's the anchor. Hearthbull is going to aggressively push out and chase the SL with TD and go for clears.
We'll see what
If
happens.
you look at if you look at the choke in front of the boxes, there's like 200 rockets in their own piles right next to it. Des will be on top of the MML key this game.
We'll see how good Dark Slayers or OnlyFrags spec info is on Hearthbull flanks. I know, or my understanding is that Metal was giving y'all spec info the other night, and he seemed to be doing pretty well. So.
Yeah, it was Metal and Axe were giving us spec info the other night. I kind of think it almost hurt us with how focused Decker was on preventing the TVs rather than just EBing.
They're running 4 JTs.
Oh, the 4. Okay, so this is not novel. This is not new, but it's actually just very, very, very old.
Yeah.
I'd assume that we might see some swaps from Ruler and Angelus to P6 right now. And the way they're going to... Is this 4 JTs all on packs?
Yep.
I guess here we go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're carry, you're fucked, right?
Yeah, if you're carry, you're fucked.
Like, Rulers are... Well, I guess Rulers...
They are just going to attempt to completely win this by fluke. And it's not going terribly already.
It's a lot of red damage, yeah. Both MGs
Yeah.
red.
This is just a complete rinse and repeat.
The problem is
And look
Albert's
at where
not
Axe
necessary.
is summoning from.
It's not
Look at where
necessary
Axe is
for Albert
summoning
to be
from.
home for this, so he can keep mining.
Yeah.
between
Or
runs.
they need Albert home to repair the turret, and then...
He can leave again,
So
basically.
it's quad... We've got quad D9 with quad DL.
Yeah,
And
Galaxy
just
will get off his pack, too.
attempting to completely fluke this.
Yeah, so Galaxy gets off his pack every time, and then...
So the most important thing they can do... Oh, wow, they are getting turret damage every time. Okay, we've got a Hearth blink, but Axe is in Africa right now on a pack.
Axe is too smart on a pack, look at that.
Yeah, they are not getting cleared.
He's gonna have to
They're just
disable
going to rinse
sentries
and repeat this.
to rebuild some of these reds, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, okay, that should be good.
Why did Galaxy go into it?
I don't know. I'm not sure what they were thinking that time, but that was a complete disaster of a run.
We're just wasting time going in one by one.
Yeah. Oh, they tried to do an attach. That was a complete waste. And they've got Axe chased out to F6 at this point almost. And somebody is sniping Ruler from behind.
Yeah, Cheerios there.
Yeah, they're trying to get in any damage that they can. So one interesting thing is that, like, normally taking a refresh that far out is 0 risk, but now, like,
With 4
they're
packs?
so fast on drop packs.
Yeah, and the Met had to fund an
Yeah. Oh, here's Chucky. Double plasma is very strong. Yeah, and
Yeah, a
Axe
lot
is
of
going
red
to
damage.
stay on a pack. This is just complete garbage gameplay. Like,
Yeah, I like it. It's something new, you know.
this is
Yeah,
completely new.
I wouldn't say it's complete garbage gameplay. I think it's a little extreme. It's definitely something new. They're trying what they can
Yeah,
to win.
it is new, it is novel, it is interesting, it is trash gameplay. Like,
I mean, I'd rather watch this than, you know.
oh, it is more entertaining to watch, but for the, like, we've removed skill expression from the game.
Elbow down, elbow down.
Yeah, DNF has moved one of the sentries to the bottom right of the flag room.
Yeah.
Because there's no need for a blocker anymore.
I don't know how they didn't get that MG.
I feel bad for Captain X. This is the worst type of run
I don't
to play
think they
SL
have
run.
to kill a DM, Kev. This is all about just creating chaos and getting Albert behind the mining curve. If they ever get Albert behind the curve, like, they're rinsing and repeating consistently here.
They're behind Hurtful here. This could be a good run. Hurtful's caught out.
Well, Hearthful, okay, this is actually on, Hearthful is purposely letting them pass him so that he has permanent TD.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they've sort of figured out the way to play this, and
They
it's,
don't want him to fluke die and get out.
Yeah.
That makes...
Yeah, they don't want Rep GL to kill Hearthful, so Hearthful is standing behind. Or, like, staying behind and TDing from the outside. That's a really good call from them.
Are really good against 4 JTs, so...
So the thing is, he's going to trank them in the long haul, which is much stronger than tranking them when their GLs are hitting turn. Okay, they've got a kill here, but some of them are kind of low.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're going to try and snipe Hearth. They are.
Ruler just caught a bunch of GLs. Let's see, Hearth's backing up now.
I think it's only when they expect a good rush that Hearth is going to...
Ooh, MG almost down again.
Yeah. I would very much like to know how much tox Albert has. I don't think that he's died, but he's been mining a ton. This is going to be very difficult to hold for 30 minutes. So
Presumably with how it's going.
Is this what you thought the special offense was going to be, Mecha?
Yeah.
Okay.
I helped them practice
Rotate a frag there.
Like, it looks like DNF is kind of figuring it out.
Well, the issue is, once they get past that final choke, they're not really shooting GLs as much.
Well, they're trying to shoot frag grenades because they do more turret damage.
Yeah. I think I would still spam GL though, pick up a kill or two. Maybe we go half and half, two GL, 2 frag.
I kind of think the frags are the way to go because the goal is, like, if you ever get Albert to where he can't rebuild, you're going to win.
See, like, there's nothing coming out.
Well, a lot of it's getting repped.
I mean, they're consistently getting that MG red and doing like 70 to 80 on that RT.
It's just not enough because these runs happen like once every 30 seconds. Like, they're starting from E3.
They need to group up better too. They're like staggered.
Yeah, I think they have to be much more like together, where all their DL is happening together. I don't think G9 like. Yeah, the fact that they use D9 to zone them off of the middle of the base is pretty strong.
Get that back MG, get that back MG. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, they've got the back MG.
RT.
That RT took some pretty serious damage.
Yep,
Plasma needs to be, yeah, that's a lot of tox right there. That's a 35 tox run. I'm not sure what, if anything, I want to, like, if I'm on defense, I try to think, like, is there something I would change? Like, would I swap Angelus to heavy and just fill the world with MML?
I would go too heavy there, yeah, just double spam MML. Oh, we were down though.
But there's 2 JTs down. This is a
That was a waste of a run.
yeah. This is interesting. I will give them that. I think it's complete cancer, but and I hate it, but it's very interesting and it's I mean it is essentially if you think about like what should a 16 do versus a 1 in the NCAA tournament? It's play slow and shoot a ton of threes, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
They have increased variance to the absolute maximum. I like that Axe is EBing with them on a flight pack now.
Galaxy's rep charging in front now. It's probably a better move to have a big one on foot though.
Yeah, 1 on foot to just repulsor coil and then rep charge. Got completely stonewalled at the entrance though. It looks like Angelus is drop shipping to take refreshes and getting summoned back by Hearth rather than going fishing for refreshes, and that's what DNF has changed on this run.
I'd almost want to see Angelus info if it gets dire. Just rep him out. Just ruin
I think the info just dies to rep GL. Like he'll rep once and then there's too much grenade launcher for him to survive. I mean, if it gets dire, maybe, but I think right now it's just not getting dire enough. Like they're doing a really good job of trying to get one of them at least really, really low. Oh, okay, Chuck got accelerated but hit into a wall.
They need to decide too, are we flagging or are we doing turret damage?
Another thing Des&Friends is doing is they are rep charging to try to separate them a little bit.
Yeah,
so
they're
went in
using,
there. Angelus rep charged and 2 got left behind.
And that's one of the reasons that you're seeing like Angelus DSing is to get the rep charge back, to use it to separate. And just to use it to stop momentum. Like, if you can stop the JT's forward momentum at the boxes, it's so much easier. The real thing to watch out for is if Hearthful happens to die. Like, Ruler's dead, but their momentum is dead right now.
I mean,
yeah, now they're trying to power it, but really good reps from Des&Friends.
So much GL.
Yeah, there's so much GL. This is like season 1 levels of GL.
They shot 30 GL and took it down to sentry. They're not aiming it at all.
It was over.
Yeah, it's sitting on a pack and just standing still and shooting the GL doesn't seem like the way to go. Minutes.
Dilatory is saying that Albert has at least 150 talks the way he's running right now. Based on, but I think it might be because he has so much fucking mines on him. Because they've advanced their strategy to putting a bunch of mines on the bottom where they're going to bounce. Yep, and it's working. Yeah, DNF solved this.
Yeah. Also, I don't think that OnlyFrags is playing this correctly. I think they did the first couple runs and then they kind of switched what they were doing.
Yeah, I think the way to play it correctly is to all fly in, throwing grenades, and trying like just chaos. Like just throw grenades. But one of the reasons for that is that DNF is just playing it better. Like they're playing it smarter right now than they were before. That grape is murderous.
Or, I mean, you have Galaxy on foot leading the charge as rep, why not just switch him to inf at that point?
There's no GL for infantry. Like, if he's there to rep, then a 750 energy JT is going to take enough to eat 3, I mean, maybe an info. If you have an info maybe, to get some real push with it. Yeah, they are defending this so much better. Another thought would be double cough. Since nobody on that offense doesn't die to cough, and it's all about draining them into the MML field, would be to swap Angelus to Caw also. Yeah, it's been like 6 or 7 minutes since they did anything, so we can pretty safely chalk this up to a victory for Des and Friends at this point.
So if OnlyFrags wins on defense, and they try 4-3 again.
Yeah, because they I think they said, I think that Angelus was telling me that they probably played F4 against OnlyFrags with Joe and Andro in about 25 times and won every single run against the normal offense. Or for everybody saying Chuck is in, anything goes, no. There's no chance. And there's the info swap. All of them have ES. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah, it's just for the reps.
The issue is that he's gonna have to rep them down the hall. And yeah, that's exactly what I thought would happen. And now there's just 3 JTs. Like, the proper way to play info is to play behind. Got ES. Will make dead. The proper way to play info on the 1 JT offense is that you hang behind the infantries and use EV to push, and then you use your reps at the flag room. Or at the turret room, I should say.
They have 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is the final run. This is just all eyes on Chuck. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
And they're cleared.
It looked promising at the beginning, and then.
Yeah, I mean, they just solved it. Like, it's a complete gimmick, and they solved it. Like, they basically just rolled the dice and said, we're going to do the highest variance strategy possible. And now it's time for the main event. So one thing about that there were a total of 52 kills from players that game. And the turrets on DNF had 42 kills.
God damn. That's a lot of damage. Well, here it is. H4.
Yeah.
Is this the most
I assume
controversial
Chompy's
base of all
going
time?
in for Axe.
Yeah, you'll see Chompy.
The OF offense that game was 13 and 81. That's like having 4 carrot tanks on spec.
Oh, that's just 2 carrot tanks. What are you talking about?
I mean, it'd be tough for 2 carrot tanks to rack up that many deaths. It might be harder for 2 carrot tanks to rack up that many kills.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you think we're going to see? We're going to see Designer on SL and Hearthbull Foot JT?
No, we are going to see. So this is what it's going to be. We're going to see Wolven start out as engineer. We are going to see Hearthbull SL. We're going to see Desi Heavy, Albert and Angelus infantry. Wolven will lay a sentry to the bottom left of the base and then take a TB back. He will then do one run as engineer, put in one inside sentry, and then when he dies, he'll swap to SL, and they will run 2 infantries, 2 SLs, and a heavy, and that will be their main strategy.
I assume we'll see the X5 set up here with an MG behind the right boxes and the RT behind those left boxes.
Yeah, we're gonna have the turrets hidden behind physics. Now, the left boxes have some of the worst physics in the game. Like, there's just random red physics. Like, look at X5. He's trying to get the exact, like, percent exact that he's at to place the RT so that it's properly guarded by all the physics. I think he missed it by a little bit. I think it's supposed to be a tiny bit further up.
I thought so too.
Yeah. I think that RT is less guarded by physics than it's supposed to be. Now, that doesn't really matter. This base is so wildly strong that as long as you're getting some guardedness, like, it's okay. The ammo boxes don't matter. Like, them being taken away really means nothing. I defended this base probably 15 times in the past 3 days. And we just had our JT take refreshes and drop light HE. Like, this base is incredibly easy to defend. One thing that Darkslayers I don't think has thought of, but is absolutely worth it, is a second plasma turret. A second plasma turret at the top is actually, like, venomous with how much drain it provides to the turret zone. If any of you tell that to them, I'm gonna fucking end you.
I mean, they'll hear this. Right
What? There's no DS here, and I hope there's no DS apologists listening to this. This base is scum. It needs to be filled with lava, and I want DNF to win here so bad, and then dance on their fucking grave.
Wow, what a biased commentator. Supposed to stay neutral.
No.
Are you
This
wearing your
base
suit
is
tonight?
awful.
You know what? I want DS to win this. Fuck Desi and Friends.
Are you wearing your suit at least?
No, I'm currently in basketball shorts and nothing else. So in our runs at this base, we basically determined that if you play it well, the engineer can mine all the tox on the entire map before he needs to be home. So you basically get to start with however much tox that is plus 35, like 135, 115 is how much tox you can actually start with by the time they reach turrets for the first time. Yeah, it takes the longest time. I think we held them for like 80 seconds before they saw turrets at one point without the engineer there. Is how strong this base is. Because one thing is, you have to, like, it's very, very hard for infantries to attack this base with CMP6 because there's so much EB and it's so hard to dodge in that thin hallway. But if you have Kara, you get eaten alive by GL, and there's just no winning. I think we'll see mostly Kara from Angelus and Albert. Okay, we're about to go. We've got the exact lineup I just explained.
You said he'll lay one inner sentry, probably next to that console in the very middle.
Yes. So in our experience defending that base, we killed that sentry on like the first push out every time, and it really did nothing.
Yeah.
But the outer one is super annoying. So the timer goal here is that Ruler's able to get the sentry down within like 22 seconds. Okay. So we're not seeing any type of super aggressive push out or super aggressive push in. We're basically just, the fact that X5 is not mining is a gigantic win for Des&Friends right now. Like gigantic. Because we're going to get our first push in. There's no grape shots, so yeah, Galaxy down. We're seeing pretty much just Chucky's playing very passively. GL strong. X5's off on his first mining run. So let's take a look, see how Des&Friends is able to do this. The sentry's already red, so I think Ruler's still NG. Because now that they're going to be able to take this, they're going to put it back, and that'll probably be the last time he drops that sentry.
I'm surprised it's where he's putting it, not lower. But
So it actually does more work there because of the outside left sentry covers a lot. Okay, we're getting a pretty good... So the goal of the Des&Friends offense here is basically to fish for infantries in that long hallway. Okay, we just got an attach from Angelus, just trying to get any damage done that he can, force X5 home. And now we should see a push out that can red that sentry. Chompy and Galaxy are not focusing it. They really should have each dedicated one grenade there. But now we've got Ruler on squad leader, which means the double EB will be in effect. But DNF takes some GL to the face, and that's kind of just what happens in this base.
I'm surprised that DNF doesn't have a JP.
So they've tried JT, doesn't work. JT can get to the turrets, but then it's completely lost.
Chompy's on it.
Yeah.
Good CSL.
I mean, they have 2 SLs, so... Okay, so the goal now for Des&Friends is to not let them push out past this hallway. They're going to fish for a kill with RPG. Yeah, the way that they just hide behind that corner is pretty good.
Which is why you should have it via JP on offense.
I mean, you can do it with regular grenades too.
Yeah, but they're easier to dodge than that. If you try to rep your GL there, it's just gonna...
So I'm telling you that the JT just doesn't do anything when you get to the turret. Like the heavy is, and it's less effective at picking up kills. It's less effective at picking up kills than you think it is. Like that RPG he just got Galaxy with, like they're gonna try and group up here for a decent push.
Yeah, but imagine you have 2 EBs with a GL. If 2 EBs with you in the GL, it's almost dead.
Tyrion went down.
I mean, DL only does 40 damage. I believe it does the exact same amount of damage as 1 AC bullet. Okay, we're looking for Angelus is trying to push through. Didn't quite make it, but they got some pretty solid damage there. X5 is replacing sentries at the moment. Ooh, if that RPG would have hit, that could have been big. Chompy's got no generator on right now. There it is. Damn.
They just don't
GL.
have any pressure on that corner. They're just like free fired.
And that's what this base is. Like, this base is way too strong because of this hallway.
I'm gonna die on the gold out.
I mean, it's all narrow. It's not just that hallway.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to avoid ship damage on your way in.
Yeah.
Like, what's Albert really doing on him?
If you don't have two infantries, then their two infantries can just stand and just put their face in you, and you just win. Like, you don't have enough push without the second infantry. Like, you just don't have any up close fighting potential. Ooh, just GL throwing ruler for a ride there.
What does ruler have? Just EB and...
Just a full SL setup. The point is that they really want double EB for pushing. My guess is that My guess is that they might be thinking about changing the second SL into something else soon.
It's not really
Like, but this is basically what runs look like in H4. Like, okay, they've got some. Another thing about H4 is that it's just really long, and if you're on defense, if you die anywhere on the right side of the base, it's okay. There are no bad deaths on the right side of the base. What they need is they need to get a pick on this push out so that they can like hold that corner longer. Yeah, this is the healthiest they've been for any push, and Rep GL kills Angela and everybody.
X5 went down also. RT's close. Yeah.
Okay, Hearth is missing energy. Hearth has a blink right now. We're gonna see how he uses it. Hearth undoubtedly has a blink right now.
This could be the second one. I don't think he used the first.
Yeah. So, but they know that he has a blink, so they're playing back, which is giving them a lot of the base for free. Like, they took way less chip damage getting to here than they normally do. Now, if they can just somehow avoid the GL, much easier said than done.
Got a couple of kills there.
Yeah, so this is where the heavy comes in handy, because like RPG is the best fishing weapon. Okay, here we go. Big PB hay by Ruler. I don't think it got enough of the defense though.
If only there was a weapon that could safely do damage from that point.
The issue is it doesn't do enough damage to turrets.
Yeah. If you can kill a med.
Now, I can tell you they did try 2M, 2SL, JT. They did try it. It was not good.
Who was their JT? Was it Earth? Or was it like Ruler or something?
I think it was Ruler. I mean, playing JT does not take actual skill. You just hold down your GL button and walk. Like, using Ruler there is a waste of a massive amount of talent.
Ruler SL.
No, because Hurt's the best SL in the game, and he's the best fighting SL in the game.
Yeah, but he's not doing anything. He's just spamming ED and something. You're just wasting your best player. Just spamming ED.
No, he's playing SL like you're supposed to play SL.
No, I know. I'm just saying he's probably their best player.
No. Their best player, I would say, is Angelus, and then Ruler, and then you can make an argument, but it's probably Albert because of his engineer.
No, give me Hearthball on offense over Ruler any day. Defense, yeah, I'll take offense.
You're saying you take Hearthball over Angelus on offense?
Maybe not, but that's close.
Okay, this could be a good push. They've got both infantry dead. They've got maybe 7-8 seconds on Galaxy's timer right now. Oh, Ruler getting killed by X5 there, Hurt.
Just going into the meat grinder.
Yeah, you just... It's so incredibly difficult.
Wow, if DS won all their games and had first place, they probably would walk to the championship on the stage.
To be fair, anybody can walk to a championship in this space.
Yeah.
This is not some special DS thing. Like, this base is incredibly easy to defend.
Those that accept A4.
Well, also, rules have changed since then, and we had no idea how to do it. Like, I've spent the last 3 nights murdering Des&Friends in this base. Because it just is way too strong.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's taken away a little bit from DS to say anybody could do it as well as they do. I'm sure they could. I mean,
we put together 5 random people and held it just like this. Oh, this is their best run so far. Okay, RT's actually going to go down. They're going to try and pass towards the flag room. Okay, get fucked.
Huge. All the turrets.
All the turrets are down. Let's fucking go.
X5 probably has full talks though, right?
Yeah, he should have full rebuild talk.
Because he repaired like twice.
And they're gonna get... Oh, that's gonna kill Galaxy.
That's not good, actually.
Let's go, kill Chomp. Oh, needed to not die there.
The clutch team. Well, that's what I was gonna say about DS is they are somewhat suited to defend the space because Galaxy and Chompy are some of the best up close infantry, and that's all you have to do in this.
It almost doesn't matter. Like, honestly, Chucky is playing this so much worse than a good medic. Like, if you have a good medic, this base is even more indefensible than what they're making it look like.
What would you do as a medic here?
You flank. It's so strong.
Yeah, just clear them, TV behind.
Yeah.
Hearth.
And if they try and fight you, you can just run around you can run around the U and just delay them basically indefinitely while the offense gets pincered from both sides.
Dilla, as the 7th best medic in OVDL, what would you do in this case?
Okay, another good run. Go.
Med down. The issue is they have 2 minutes left.
I tend to disagree. The only
I don't
thing
think he
Medic
has a bunch of
here,
talks. He does not have a bunch of talks because he does not have 2 MGs up.
all
and he's
Chucky
not
has
healing
to do
that
is hold
RT.
EP and heal as needed.
X5 is out of talks right now. He has none.
Yeah, he is. I guess I forgot that he just wasn't mining the whole game.
Yeah.
I mean, that EB down the hallway is worth it.
Oh, so yeah, their strat here depends on that EB down the hallway.
Yeah, the fact that X5 didn't mine in the beginning is just a massive blunder on their part. Like, you can easily get 100+ talks.
Still a hard push for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's still by far the hardest space in the game to push into. If they can just get some fucking any damage onto that RT, it's never coming back. Okay, all the turrets are down except the plasma. Permanently. I'd imagine we're gonna see... Ooh, if Angelus could have gotten deep in there.
They only have a minute left, though, is the issue.
Yeah.
They go infill?
I don't know. I think you have to get off the heavy right now and swap it to anything.
Why did Ainge say infantry?
2 of them just went down.
Because you need 2 infantries, or else you're not getting any push. The key right now, you have to change the heavy into something and hope.
A second SL, something. We need an info here. JT, that'd be funny.
Okay, this is good. This is good.
30
We
seconds.
gotta see somebody come in as.
Good
Okay,
trend.
there it is. There it is. We've got an SL into.
Infil's here.
Do they say? Yeah, they
They
say.
do have EB. Yeah, no reps.
Yeah.
He always says yes.
Rip Jess.
Yep. Angelus is low too.
Oh, it's so close.
It's a good effort, but this base, it really is just supreme. There's no...
Yeah, this base is way too good. That was an incredible effort from Des&Friends. Like, completely drying out the tox. Like, that's top. Like, that's the equivalent of winning a different base in 3 minutes.
Material 39 and 4, all skill.
Yep, really held down that GL button well. Just, they were beaten by the base. Now, if I'm DNF right now, I'm taking H4 and obliterating them.
We need a nerf EB.
We need to fill this base with lava. CTFDL will be a complete disaster if this base is not filled with lava or changed significantly. Because the only viable strategy from every squad will be to 10-man this base off the start. Because it's way too strong. And if you don't have a sentry outside of it to help with TD, it's even stronger. And with the strength of pushouts in this base, the swings from this base to anywhere else are insane.
I don't think 10-man's that good in H4.
10-man is incredible because that little haul just, like, imagine GL, you could swap somebody into another jump trooper, double GL plus AC down that little hall. You will never, ever push that hall.
Yeah, but you're not going to defend the entire game with 10 men. Unless you just turtle the whole game.
No, but you win the 5-on-5 by just taking that base. Like, you automatically win it because it can't be broken.
I don't know.
Like, the only way you can break that base is with massive, massive swings. And it is also the best base at dealing with swings. It is the best base.
Good swing.
What?
You get a good TB flank, a good swing.
How are you TB flanking in that base? The turrets are like. You need
Pizza Rats beat basically this OnlyFrags team.
No, Pizza Rats beat by far the worst team in Draft League in like a 30-minute game on a TB.
Same defense though. It was that defense. It was
there is literally one person common between those two defenses.
Two.
Chucky was playing a different class. There's one person on the same class.
So basically what you're saying is DS is good at H4. That's
no. Anybody is good at H4. Anybody who can play. Like, keep in mind, you guys swung that entire game because our offense was me and Head attempting to flag.
Yourself, though. You said
what?
DS, anybody can defend H4, but it didn't matter in DL3 because there was different players.
No, it didn't matter in DL3 because you were able to run a 7-man offense without any consequences.
Yeah, the main thing was the TB from Axe.
Yes.
Behind
which means that they were pushing out. Like, it's way too strong. If you don't look at that run and think that this base is way too strong, you're delusional.
I do think it's strong. I'm just saying I don't think it's as strong 10-man. I think it's with.
I think it's stronger 10-man than any base, and it's not even close.
That's probably true. It's stronger 10-man. I just think it's stronger 5 vs 5 than 10 vs 10.
Oh yeah, it's probably stronger at 5-on-5 than 10-on-10, but it's also the best 10-on-10 base.
Now, let me think if there's any better 10. I don't think we've seen it, but I feel like F6 would be a nightmare to try to push 10s too on a 10-man.
I mean, the difference between F6, A7, A4, 10-man is very, very little.
Yeah, but A7 at least you can kind of dip into that side room to avoid some, you know, EB spam. But ML spam on this on F6 you can't. It's kind of just all down that hallway.
Yeah, but it's also shorter. The long haul in F6, I believe, is considerably shorter than A7. So it sort of makes up for it there.
I think it's the same actually. Now that I'm looking at it, looks like they're both about a chord.
No, just shoot AC down each base, and you'll see. The horizontal and vertical coordinates in this game are not equal.
Oh, that's true. Why are they not squares?
I don't know, but horizontal and vertical coordinates are not equal. The vertical bases are much longer. I think it has to do with monitor resolution and the way it was coded in the beginning. It's probably like a 4-to-3 ratio, vertical versus horizontal. I'd assume we're going to have 15 more minutes of attempting to fluke this. Yep, 4 jump troopers. Oh, are we getting changes? Last I saw, oh, now it's 2 SL, 2 Inf, and a heavy, which will get absolutely obliterated. You can see D and F seeing the lineup change and creeping forward, and Albert's changing sentry position. And they are actually running a 2 SL power offense. Axe is doing the cheeky little TD. Yeah, they're just going to get obliterated.
Oh, so they're going 2 SL.
Yeah, they're going to get murdered. The 2 SL is interesting. I don't think it's nearly as strong as a 3rd Infantry. Like, shotgun and RG is stronger than EB by quite a bit. Woven's out there doing a hero run. And Albert has not been home yet. He's still mining, so what's going to happen is that Albert is going to mine up to probably 115, maybe 120, something like that. And then he's going to come home and he's going to play from behind, and it's going to ruin the life of whichever SL is playing traditional SL. Yeah, Chompy is going to get, yeah, he's going to die to the next MML that hits him.
And they have good position materials laying around.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is that they don't have any fighting power at the box. Like, this offense can't work in this space because you have to take the boxes from them, and how are you going to take the boxes from?
The 2 EDs, but material is.
I mean, we're going to have Albert. Yeah, Albert's home fighting. He is by far the best fighting engineer. What Ruler just did there, the way that he drained Galaxy and then RG'd him and then immediately switched targets, is very high level play, because it basically means that their run is over, because and it just shows like Galaxy died so quickly there.
This is why anti-ego plays this base too. When you have a heavy like Desi or Tactical who can just click heads all day long.
I mean, this isn't even Des. This is just the infantries being better at fighting than their infantries. Like, they're getting absolutely dominated by Ruler and Angelus right now. This just goes to show the amount of talent disparity that is unspec'd right now. And goes to show, again, how bad H4 is balance-wise. Hearth might die here. Oh, yep. Okay, Chucky now has MML, which is interesting. Yeah, they just don't have any power to take the boxes, like, without taking massive damage. Yeah. Yep, Albert's gonna kill him with, yep, and they're cleared. The turrets are pristine. They have not been touched yet.
If Tyrael's going SL, just go Foot JT. I know I always talk about Foot JT, but I'd rather.
Yeah, I mean, Foot JT is it's a high floor class.
Yeah.
Like Tyrael, Tyrael is not good enough at O infantry to be valuable as an O infantry.
Right.
So I think that him going to Foot JT would actually be better than this, because GL provides randomness, it provides push.
And once you get to that bottom spot, if you can actually reach the turrets, you can clear the sentries almost right away. Get a couple lucky bounces. Better than the second SL, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of minutes we see the 4JT offense come back.
Yeah, or at least Chucky on JT.
Because they still have not touched the turret.
Beat into a grave.
Yeah, Albert's playing exactly as I said. He's manually flanking, just EBing Axe from far away. F4 is slightly overpowered. I think if you took away the green physics, that like the 2x1 green physics that are in front of the RT, I think F4 becomes a much more balanced base.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it needs a slight tweak.
Yeah, like F4 might be 60-40 defensive favored, but H4 is like 98-2. And I've said it before, the way DS plays it is not ideal, or OF plays it is not ideal. The medic plays incorrectly, but it's just too strong. Like, even playing it slightly wrong, it's way too strong.
They're not even. Oh, yeah, there you go. There is.
Yeah, and they still just. I'm guessing that Chompy and Galaxy are both low because they both are very tentative to push there. And Chompy dying to that, yeah. Galaxy repping here probably confirms that he's low.
The good JT move here is the bounce on that left wall, so Angelus can't camp under the boxes.
So Angelus is almost certainly CMP6. He'll be able to against the Foot JT. And you can camp under the boxes against GL with P6.
You're not going to be able to just stand still like he was.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to strafe around. Albert's up there fucking with Tyrael and the squad. Albert just one-on-one Tyrael. And now he's about to one-on-two. Albert's fighting capabilities as engineer are absolutely absurd. And Hearth is out there fighting on the streets with him. What do you need to be careful of? Desi is way back.
Desi just
Yeah, Desi is spamming SC, and it barely has the projectile lifetime to reach them. Desi's playing skirmish right now. And they are just abusing them.
He just has so much AC MG on the down.
Yeah, I gotta say, H4, yep, and Chucky's JT now. And we got a couple attaches to Dez. Are we gonna see turret damage for the first time? Maybe? Oh. I don't think we've ever seen a run where no turret damage gets done. But we are halfway through this one, and we are at 0.
You gotta think they'll get some.
I mean, if they go 4-pack JTs, I think that's the only way they're getting any. I can tell you right now that Angelus is rage playing. Like, he is very... He's not going to be satisfied with this win. He wanted to break H4. That's all he wanted. He might say this when they win the championship. He might say that the season was not a success because they didn't win H4.
When? Still got to play
Yes.
anti-ego, bro.
When they win the championship. Oh, are we going to see turret damage? I think we are. Oh, there it is. We've got 20, 40 turret damage. Congrats to Chucky with 56 turret damage.
What was the play there? Flag room rush? Because
Yeah, that was an attempted flag room rush.
these guys just don't seem to be on the same page.
I mean, they were on the same page. They just are running into a defense that's much better than them. Like, this is a very gimmicky offense that doesn't have pushing power when your infantries are outmatched. Or even when they're evenly matched. Because there's a medic and a heavy fighting. And yeah, they're just gonna... As long as they have this offense in, Des&Friends is not gonna give up the space they need to see the turret. Because you don't have the pushing power with 2 JTs. They are about to swap to the 4 JT offense, I think. Or they've got X5 in his infantry right now and Serial out. So now they're to 3 inf JT, probably still flag room rushing.
Yeah, Choppy's still infantry, so I'm just
Yeah. Yeah, they actually dropped the JT because they saw exactly what we pointed out, that they weren't capable of actually pushing into the 2 infantries with just 2 infantries.
I love the foot JT, but you can't play it with a back.
Yeah, I mean, I know you love foot JT, and I'm actually fine with it. Like, but it puts a lot of pressure on the O infantry to win skill checks a lot.
Well, you also have to have a high rate of hitting in the
Yeah.
You have to hit the people, you have to actually hit.
I mean, it's a very high floor class, which makes it strong.
Do a bad game.
It's just hard to have a bad game on foot JT. It's a lot easier to have a bad game on a different class. It's a higher floor than other offensive classes. Yeah, Angelus is on a mission right now. Nobody is taking that loss in H4 worse than he is. Yeah, and it should be. Like, it would absolutely ruin Draft League 3. Still no changes from OF. Like, at this point, they just resigned themselves to losing. Like, send in the 4-pack JTs.
I think so. I mean, I would, right? I mean, at least they were...
Yeah, it was better than this.
And I mean, when they were doing the 4-pack JTs too, there's a couple runs where they... I don't know if they would have won, but they had a lot of red games.
Well, there's a decent rush, but not really. Didn't really. They got their bodies far into the base.
Yeah, I mean, when they're playing full pack, if they just
Hearthball
group
was
up
out
properly,
there alone in the streets.
and they're gonna kill Axel.
Oh yeah,
Worth it.
it would have been. Oh, but then Chucky dies.
Chucky. What a good mind.
Yeah, that was a very good mine. Was that even hidden under something?
No,
No, it was just there.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Ruler
I
must
didn't
have,
see it,
laid
but
it
I
as
wasn't
he was
really paying
picking up.
attention there.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I think Ruler laid it as he was picking up.
Yeah, yeah, he probably thought it was a bullet mine because it's just a random mine sitting there. Now they're trying to take boxes with the JT, which is just not how you play this offense.
See, this is why I don't like pack JT. If you're not actually rushing the flag room every time.
Oh yeah, if you're not rushing the flag room, this offense is worthless. That was a nice kill by Chompy, the RG into triple. You always love to see it.
I mean, Chucky's
That might be the
best
first
JT.
positive thing I said about OF today.
I think it was. I mean, Chuck is the best pack JT that actually plays in game, and you don't see him doing anything.
I don't think he is.
Who's better?
Mocha.
I mean, maybe. I just haven't seen this.
I can tell you that I played against Mocha in that run, and it was hard. Kev, I'm assuming doesn't count because he doesn't play anymore. But Mocha was very good. He fights really, really strong on Pack JT.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him JT and it's good. I just didn't really consider him because he didn't really play it that much.
Yeah, because it's not his main class. We've got 1 minute left of the slow death animation of OnlyFrags. I think Albert had to use 15 talks today, or this run, even though he mined for the first like 2 minutes, and now he's manually flanking. Oh, good Trank by Hearth. Last run, all eyes on Chucky. Really just, yep, Chucky gets a decent run, but he's dead, and that should do it.
Sneaky MVP, Desi. His MML aim is insane.
That was rather one-sided. Top turret damage was 104.
Damn, Angela said third turret damage.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. Holy shit. When
Yeah,
the
that was
defender has the third highest damage.
that was absolutely dominant. I'm gonna see if I can get one of the winning captains on for an interview. I believe I gave DNF 100% chance to win the match,
That's what I meant.
and 0% chance to win it, or maybe like a 2% chance to win it F4. Okay, we've got Albert on from we've got Albert and Designer here. Or Albert can talk, Des can't. I don't think I can change him to able to talk. So Albert, you're gonna have to be the one to talk for your team, or Angelus. You're both not muted.
Revenge is here. Revenge can give Desi.
Oh yeah, yeah. Rev. It sounds like they want Des to be the talker.
Yeah, Desi's our representative.
Yeah. Okay, Des is unmuted. So first question, or now he's muted again.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Des, are you satisfied with that?
So contrary to a lot of to people on the team, I'm satisfied with the win. regardless of how it happens. Same thing in the regular season when we went 2-1. Yeah, it was a shock to our system, and it put us through a lot of work and practice. But regardless of whether it was in that base or any other base, as long as we came out with the win, I personally am satisfied.
How how angered was the team in Game 3? Like, how
There were
much did?
there were a lot of expletives from Kelby specifically. You think he's a mild-mannered person, but he's not. Kind of
Yeah,
scary,
I'd
actually.
imagine he was saying a lot of racist shit every time he killed somebody.
There may have been some reference to Nazi Germany, I think a few times. I don't know, but it's pretty bad. I mean, the rest of us were sort of just laughing along, I guess.
Yeah,
Albert was very good. Glad he
yeah.
was there.
I mean, Albert's play on engineer every time is absolutely incredible. Like
Yeah.
the way that he can just like affect things from the backside is unlike any other engineer. Uh, so I guess let's talk about the one run that actually was close and mattered. How was it in H4
Are,
after?
are are we talking about the one with like 2 minutes left? I think.
Or no, we're talking about just the H4 run in general.
So the H4 one, we practiced a lot of different things. Thank you to everyone who helped us practice. And I think we stuck to it pretty faithfully for the first, pretty much the entire game. But around 2 minutes left, we hit unprecedented territory where we actually took down the Reds. And then, if I had to take a criticism out of that, besides the fact that we didn't win, it's just that we kind of panicked a little bit. I think we did a info swap at the end, and we sort of put all of our eggs in that one basket. But they were ready for it. They had the ES, but it's a tough base. Now, do I
Yeah,
think the do I think the ammo boxes would have made a difference? I didn't even know ammo boxes were a thing until yesterday. I was like wondering what they were. But I mean, I don't think so. They still beat us fair and square over there.
yeah, as fair as it can be in a base that's 95% defensive favored. So you're playing anti-ego in the fight. What?
I would just say really quick. I was disappointed. Everyone else is pretty good. We were excited that we did suddenly take down the turrets, and we had talked about this all week. I think we practiced or tried to take that base down for a collective 5.5 hours before the game. So
Yeah.
again, shout out to the 6 or 12 people that helped us. Sorry we let you all down and continued to lose. But we did stick to the strategy of like trying to fish for a kill, then flush and just burst through the turrets. And like we talked about, there are jackpot scenarios. I think Earth landed a PB Hay that killed someone. I get a deep attach and kill someone. We're that close. The info thing was one of the funniest, like undiscussed swaps I've ever been a part of. I think there's like a minute left, and Jesse says, "Should I go info?" And I'll go, "Yeah, fuck it." And then it's like we were all in. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think swapping Dez to Infil would have actually been better because at that point the heavy's not doing much.
we were just so shocked that we finally killed turrets. It was just pure panic. There's no good excuse for it.
Yeah, that that sounds about right. You're really hoping to get that to happen earlier in the run so you get some of the panic out.
Yeah.
So finals probably tomorrow. I
One thing
assume you
you
guys are
haven't,
feeling pretty good.
I'm surprised you haven't asked about. And I kind of want to hear it from everyone that watched it or you guys commentating. That first run, man, like I think my heart rate was 7,000 the whole time.
Oh
Like I don't like
yeah,
playing against one JT. Fucking four of you guys on packs. That's insane. Did not enjoy it. That's not what the season that I enjoy playing. But yeah, that was nerve wracking. I was really glad they didn't pull that out game 3 because I didn't want to face it again.
yeah. I absolutely thought that. So one thing is, I thought you guys got a lot better at defending that as that run went on.
I agree. So there were little nuances that came up that we hadn't approached before. For example, we didn't have natural refreshes, right? So we actually had to chain DS so our DMs could get their ammo and all their resources, and Hearth had to double summon, which fucks up all of his loads as a medic. So at the beginning it was rough. There were times when Albert admitted he had zero talks, and then slowly started building up. And I think the highest he ever got, I don't know, Albert, correct me, was like 75. Generally, you want to float
Yeah.
around 110, 120. And then, but once we got him home, we had the double EB, and it was a bit better. But I mean, there was no point in time where it was an easy run where we didn't think they had the capability to actually flag the base and get out of it.
Yeah. So it seemed to me like once Albert started laying mines along the bottom,
Yes, that was good.
yeah, is when things really changed.
Yeah, I think it was just we stabilized. Des mentioned it was just shell shock for the first like 4 minutes. I've never
Yeah,
seen
it
that
was.
offense. I
It was
couldn't believe
absolutely
it.
nuts
Like,
for the first few minutes. Like
I
I
think
I had never seen a 4-pack JT offense before. I don't know if anybody ever ran it before.
Yeah, so
yeah, I don't
a
know.
couple things that I have picked up from playing against OnlyFrags is just the importance of bullet mines. Joe noted that too. I think when X5 uses bullet mines in abundance, especially in A4 and or H4, and we died a lot. But I was actually finding a shortage of bullet mines during the very first run. Like I carry 20, but I, I don't ever notice if I'm out 20. But Joe actually noticed that and said for the third game actually dropped piles of bullet mines throughout the base. And I did notice that once Albert did stabilize at home, he had whole sets of plasmas and grapes on the bottom of the wall so that the natural bounce path of the flag room, and we got some kills. So that was great stuff.
I think a funny note in sequencing is that third game. Once we realized they weren't doing the JT thing, that was probably our best game of the season. Like our comms were crazy good. Spec and Foe was all over the place. That was a very chill game and a nicer way to close it out.
Yeah, that was one of the most dominant runs of the entire season.
Yeah, we were
I
vibing
think
really well. Like all the
it might
fighters,
have been the
Albert, Kurt, it
lowest
was
ret
nice.
damage any team has done.
Yeah,
It's probably between that run and maybe anti-ego against A4,
yeah, I don't know,
the first game.
but we just felt really good once they switched off JT. It was like
Yeah,
everyone's heart rate went down. It feels good. Let's get back to fighting. And hate to do it to
yeah, and
Choppy, but he was our
it
biggest
just looked
fan.
like they weren't able to like they went through a lot of iterations of the offense, and I think they landed on 3 infantries way too late because they just could they were incapable of pushing past you without 3 infantries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true, Bonds. Yeah, the cleanest run was OnlyFrags against AE and H4.
Yeah, maybe just our cleanest run.
Yeah,
We were definitely feeling it game 3. No racism, just a lot of death threats.
No, there was racism.
Well, we don't. Anyways,
Roll Tide.
yeah.
I don't know if there are any more questions, but I do have to give a shout out to our spec info. I think that is prior to this, I thought spec info was like, hey, there's a blink there, sort of thing. But we have like a dedicated spec info team of great people. Every switch, every class switch was called out. Every time armor switched, it was called out. I don't know how people do that. I'm terrible at stuff like that. So I want to give a shout out to all those people who helped us.
Would you like
Yeah, I
to
think we
name
all
any of
worked on
them?
it.
Sure, yeah. Joe,
All of them.
Andrew, I don't want to say Fism, Doc, great. I think it was those four. Four were
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah, dude, we had a lot, Fizz. Like it was
yeah.
something.
Basically, just the rest of your roster.
The rest of our roster, yeah.
Yeah, and Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets to the point with spec info where it feels like we're map hacking in this game. Like the calls are so precise. Like, hey, this M's at 200 energy, and then Jesse and we can react to that quickly. Like Albert and I've talked about on the podcast before. Having good spec info versus having generic spec info is truly night and day. It's like people get
Yeah.
made fun of. Oh, you're just spec info trash. You can't even strafe. Nah, if you have knowledge of the game, like it's so valuable to the people playing it.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys realize, but Andrew is not a mute, and he talks a lot. And he was calling out G9s. He was calling out when they were lined up against the top wall to G9 to snipe, hide everything. It was great.
So, what one final question: how much lava should we fill H4 with?
No, I feel like Kelbs wants to beat it in some iteration, some stroll match or something. He wants to. Sorry,
Well,
that's my dog.
I did. Like I've definitely been obsessed with the base. I haven't slept since we lost there 2 months ago. Uh, I just want the physics fixed. I don't care so much about everything else. It's so hard to set up on the turrets with invalid physics kind of protecting them. That's my big gripe as an offensive player. Maybe the base needs other balance things, but man, we got to fix those physics.
I've heard Joe's leading a map maker committee to go ahead and take the polls of the community to go ahead and fix that base.
Thanks, Joe.
Nope.
Thank you.
Somebody else. The case
Thank you,
to me.
Joe.
I'm not-
Thank you for
Yeah,
your
we're
service.
we're just gonna fill it with lava and everything will be fine.
Thanks,
Angeles,
Sean.
I got a quick question. So we practiced a lot versus H4 this week, with like NT subs and whatever, and we played it a few times this season. Our performance in the game tonight in game 2, like how would you rank that versus like the 25 times we faced it? Like, do you think this was like a really good performance, mid, bad, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, those of us that were either reading Discord or participating in practices, we were not doing well in practice the 2 nights we played H4. I think we lost something like 10 out of 11 runs, and the 11th was a really bad start for the defense. Um, I don't think it was our best performance tonight. Like it took us forever to reach that jackpot moment to where Des could actually set up and bring the turrets down. Before that, I don't think we did much at all. Chompy and Galaxy are just beast fighters, and shout out to those guys. Tyrael too. I mean, Tyrell's foot JTs, it's good. The GL's fucking us up, no joke. But yeah, they've definitely got a good grasp on how to play that base. I don't think we got too frustrated. Like no one's panicking like we did the first time we played them. We stuck with it. We thought we could break them, and we just knew based on the strategy, you fish long enough, explosives in this game may get repped and go our way, and that's kind of what happened. So I don't think it was our best game. Maybe it was like our third best game out of the 11 total sequences, but it just wasn't enough. We were that close, but ran out of time. I felt like.
I think the strange thing also is that while we ran 1,000 runs of H4, we must have run like less than 5 of that lineup together. Whether Albert was asleep or Jubs wasn't there or I wasn't there, we never actually ran that 5. There were a lot of people who helped, like Andrew logged a lot of hours and helped us with stuff like that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't be disappointed.
we had people from outside the squad too, right? Like I needed someone to practice with. I did ask X5 because like we had practiced F4 a lot with them, and I don't know if everyone knows that, but they've kind of been like our sister squad the past 2 weeks practicing at nights because we're just on at the same time. So we gave them tons of practice at F4, F6, D6, whatever. I did ask him, hey, can we get a few shots at H4? And they said no. So thanks to those that joined us, I think we had like Axis, Dilatory, BT, Cerrito, Shock was there for a few runs. I can't name everyone, maybe Deck or something, I don't know, but yeah, thanks for helping us, and sorry we ultimately just let you down. Couldn't get it done.
So a follow-up question on that. Do you think all those practice runs helped them?
Helped us?
No. Do you think all those practice runs helped OnlyFrags against F4?
Okay, that's a fair question. I think they kind of had the same syndrome we had facing F4 that we had facing H4. Like they just kept trying all these different strategies. We probably faced like 9 different lineups with them across 10 games where they changed class and stuff. They didn't give it time to gel on any of them. So they never showed us the JT thing. Like I said, we weren't ready for it. But we had seen all their other variations. We had played the double JT double inf, the hybrid with the JT 2 imps and the heavy, which I'm still a huge fan of. We had seen all that from them. So I think if they had just stuck with 1 or 2 and given it more time to gel, they could have figured it out. But I don't know. Honestly, the way they approach the boxes at F4 when they get down there, I just don't think it's optimal enough to get it done against most defenses. That's my blunt take, and happy to talk with whoever about it. But yeah, I don't think they figured that out.
Yeah, from watching it, it looked like they were clueless at the boxes.
It's just
a lot of
tough.
hesitation and like inability to take the back. Like a lot
Yeah,
of times I was just
to me, it
playing
looked like
Fortnite.
only Galaxy wanted to go to the boxes.
Yeah, Galaxy came down and probably beat the shit out of me a few times. I don't remember because I was, in the zone. But you just got to commit. It's just like A6. You got to get your fighters up there and take ownership of the boxes. You can't sit at the choke and wait for something to happen. And that's what it felt like they were doing in a lot of their lineups.
Yeah. Shout out to Abbott for leaking the 4JT strat like a couple hours ago. Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah, that was quite a surprise. That was quite a surprise for me to see 4 pack JTs.
Someone brought it up in Discord, and we were just laughing. And he's like, "No. There's 4 JTs."
It was
Oh,
very
no.
panicked on our side. Like those of us thinking, I was like, oh fuck, okay, yep, okay.
Yeah,
They start
those
backing up
first
and
2
hopefully miss.
runs, I thought that you guys were gonna lose.
We thought, well, we didn't think that, but we knew it wasn't sustainable. Like again, we had good comms throughout. Albert was telling us, hey, this isn't working. We need to change something. Jesse and I kind of modified our fighting strategy a little bit, pulling, saving rep charge for a certain choke and whatnot. And like we said, once he got like 1 run where they had some bad luck and they instantly died and got no damage off, we were able to build that little tox pile and keep Albert home to fight with us. And I felt like once that happened, we were solid for maybe 7 minutes, the last 7, something like that.
Yeah,
As
I
solid as you can
honestly
be against
wouldn't have
4
hated
pack
double
JTs.
cough.
Honestly, I was thinking of it during the game. I was even thinking like, should I go inful? Like, do I just go inful? And then just
We
go
actually
rep
mentioned
them
that
again?
during the commentary too.
But it's just maybe it's a lessons learned thing from the H4 failure a few months ago. I didn't want to swap our lineup because things felt bad, so we just figured it out and it worked.
Yeah,
out.
and I mean, yeah, you guys figured it out. They had what will go down as the worst offensive kill death probably in any OVDL game that will ever happen.
Well,
At 13 and 81.
81. Yeah.
Yeah, 13 and 81.
That feels
And
like
yet
even
still
wonky.
felt like you guys were in trouble at times.
I mean, it's all about killing turrets, right? That's what OVDs
Yeah.
are.
Anything else?
Nope. I thought the H4 run was very exciting, especially when you guys started getting it.
Yeah, I hope maybe someone recorded. I'd love to hear what commentary was like, and I think in general a lot of people dislike H4. It's like, oh, are they going to do it? I'm hoping I can hear that at some point, but I don't think we'll see
Oh,
another live H4.
I got pretty excited when you guys cleared the first set of red.
Yeah, I imagine. I don't think we'll get to see that team at that H4 again, so kind of feels like a missed opportunity to me. But if at some point over the next few days they want to play around with H4, hey, I'm always available. I don't know about my team, but I'm still not sleeping until there's a change or we kill it.
I'm with you, big dog.
I'm uninstalling
I
like
mean,
after this
yeah,
interview.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Doc's ready to
Or
lose
do
already.
you guys have any predictions for the finals?
I don't think there's going to be any animosity in the finals. That's my prediction.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
handshakes
don't.
and
I don't
jokes.
think so either.
I want Frank to win.
If I'm commentating the finals, it'll be unbiased. I like both squads. I like the people on them.
I want Frank to win, so 0-3. 0-3 Frank.
Sorry, Frank.
He went to bed. He took a nap to watch that game. What a nice guy.
He had to scout.
Yeah, of course.
We've also got some of Dark Slayers here.
I would predict a lot of F4 in the finals is my prediction.
Yeah.
We're not going to mix up. Like, we're not going to fix what isn't broken, so don't expect anything crazy exotic out of us.
We're not going to see H4 from you guys because it can't be broken.
We're not going to pick H4.
Maybe Bonds has secretly been practicing it.
We may pick D6 or something. I don't know, but no, we'll be in one of those aforementioned 6 spaces that Joe looked at Q4.
Yeah, I would certainly recommend H4 because Smoka is a formidable pack JT. Especially when a rocket propels him at 4 times his normal speed into the flag room.
I've seen that, yeah. But yeah, I think you've got some of the other team on. If you want to get them off the mic, get their thoughts on things, feel free. I think we've said all we can.
Yeah, somebody wants to. It looks like it's just Galaxy.
I'm not sure he has permissions in the channel.
Yeah, Rev, if you can hear me, can you unmute Galaxy? Or Kev, maybe Kev can do it. I'm not sure. Looks like nobody with permissions is around.
What are you asking?
I can do it.
Can somebody
You need?
unmute Galaxy?
Oh.
Yeah, hang on.
Okay,
left.
yeah, it looks like Galaxy's good. Galaxy, as the representative from OnlyFrags that's actually here. Congrats on discovering the best base in the game and subsequently getting it nerfed. And how'd the 5JT thing come up? Or the 4JT on pack thing come up?
Yeah, we took a look at some different offenses. You know, we tried coming up with something that was unconventional. That was the whole idea of recruiting people like me and Chompy, was they were people that were willing to try different things, which is how we came up with the H4 idea to begin with. And it was one of the offenses we wanted to try. So
Wait, so Galaxy, who actually proposed H4 initially?
Chucky and X5, they played it in Draft League.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Chucky's been talking about it, like, yeah, from before. He loves that base.
And I just want to say, you know, I agree with the overpowerness of H4, but the thing about H4 that really intrigued me was coming up with different strategies inside of a new base. Like, that's kind of what intrigued me about the whole thing.
Same thing with me. Like, I thought, I mean, it's been said a lot for the last few months that the meta's been stale, and even just the placement of the turrets, like on those physics. Generally, you don't. You want to avoid all those things because if it splashes there, it's gonna splash onto your turrets. But the corner turrets were great. That RT beside the red, I know those are bad physics, but it was like specific placements, and that's all you can ask for when you're trying to actually strategize against competitive teams.
You really maximize the strength of the strongest base in the game. And I think there is more to be built from it. Like, I do not think you guys played it perfectly. I think the medic can play a lot more aggressively, and it is absolute hell for the other team when he does. So, like, there's still more to be done. What was your guys' thoughts on the last round, like game 3. Like, why not run the 4 JTs again?
We had 2 offenses planned. We were going to go conventional for one, and then we had this double SL idea that was being floated around. Not sure how well it worked. We swapped, I think, to fighters later on just to try and get more pressure. But yeah, the 4 GT thing was just a one-off thing. That's what our game plan was, and then we were going to go conventional.
Yeah, I
I
got
mean,
a quick question on that. Hang
yeah,
on, Matt.
go ahead.
Galaxy, I was telling these guys before you got on, like we kind of sister scrimmed for the past couple weeks with you guys. Was it kind of kept in the pocket this whole time that you guys are going to unload the JT thing on us, or did that develop more recently coming up on the game?
No, we've had that in our back pocket for a while.
Okay.
And it was hard to practice the offense. It's not as it's not as easy as it looks, because we were initially, when we tried it, we were all pack GTs with like 8 RGs and G9, and we just couldn't get down to the turrets without repping. So then I was going foot JT and I was dropping my drop pack, and then I was trying to rep my GTs in, just trying to get behind everybody, and it was just chaos.
Yeah. We mentioned that we had a bad feel for the game once it started. Like, you guys caught us off guard. We're shell shocked. Quite frankly, you guys were crushing what we were able to keep up with at the beginning. Did you guys feel that on your side for the first like 5 minutes of the game?
Honestly, the JTO, you're summoning and you're running in and you're G9ing. Like, you don't really see what, other than the spec info of what is going on in the base.
Yeah.
So you
it seemed like you guys were kind of kamikaze running for a few runs, and that was obliterating us until we got a hold on it. So I'm not saying we're like, oh god, we're about to lose, but we were definitely thinking like, we're not going to sustain this. So I'm wondering, did you guys have the opposite thought of we're going to break this 5 minutes into the game?
Yeah, we had 2 thoughts to it. The first thought is ret damage, right?
Yeah,
and try to get Albert out of the picture.
Yeah.
The second, after that has happened, is to TD and out.
Yeah, for sure.
The third wasn't implemented. That was putting an engineer into play with reprogramming.
One of you guys flexed NG before the game, right? Game 3. Someone was NG in the dropship for a little bit because we were talking about maybe it's the same thing but with a reprogram kit.
I think it might have been just a leftover from the previous game.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, like they were definitely hiding their intentions pretty late because they didn't swap 4 JTs until the very last second in game 1.
Yeah, we noticed. We were not that prepared for it.
Yeah. If somebody wants to unmute Chompy, we get a completely different take on all this. Oh, actually, one last question for Galaxy. Do you think we should, now that this is over, do you think we should change H4 for Draft League 3? Beyond just fixing the physics.
Yeah,
like
100%. The hallway on the bottom is too narrow. But the concept of the base of what like Joe proposed, maybe some boxes for the O to hide behind and play around. Other than that, I like the idea of the way the base is structured. It's I also like the fact that it's got like a black floor and you can see GL a little easier. It's got a vibe to it, as Chucky put it. You know, I kind of like it.
I mean, I think it's going to be very tough. We have like 2 weeks to balance it with any changes that come in, but I'd be fine if it got significant changes. But as is, it would ruin Draft League, in my opinion. And I'm glad that you believe that it should be changed.
But that being said, though, I also believe that some of the other bases need changes too.
Yes, I also I think in F4 the green physics that prevent nades from being peeked over the wall need to be changed. I also wouldn't hate seeing F4 become an underground base and A7 go above ground. So that collective gets the better heavy base.
I think the D7 console needs to change too.
You want it turned around so the medic can drive the ship?
Yeah, it's facing the wrong direction, Joe. We've had this conversation.
Yeah,
so
like
for anyone who doesn't know the lore, Hearth believes that all of the bases are spaceships, and the medic is the captain of the spaceship. Thus, the console should be pointing out of the flag room so the medic can stand behind it.
Yeah, having it offer a position of protection would be awesome without being in the way of dead zoning the entire setup.
Gal, I have a question, tangent, like back to earlier conversations. Did you guys ever versus F4 practice 2-pack JT and like 2 Kara imps? Because I thought, well, you said that you would like later in the run had to hop off your pack to do more repulsing because you guys couldn't get there healthy enough. I feel like you guys just like overcooked or overtuned a little bit with the 4-pack JTs. If you went double pack JT, then the Kara imps, which can do the repping and just eat more damage, I felt like it would have been a balance. And like I said before game 3, like that was what I was most scared of. So I'm curious if you guys tested that at all, how it went.
Yeah, I believe we did test 2 imp, 2 JT, 1 foot, 1 pack, and then I think we did 2 packs as well.
Yeah, I think it was against us, Joe. I think they ran the 2-pack 2 imp against us.
I know they ran foot plus pack plus 2 imps versus us. I don't remember the 2 dedicated packs the whole time, but I could be wrong.
I think Tyrell got on a pack 1 round. Yeah, we played a lot.
The nice thing about 4 GTs, if you can get everything lined up perfectly and you get wrapped in, it's just so much chaos and damage, as you saw in our first couple runs. MGs are red.
Yeah, I think the 4-pack JT was when you guys were really like putting it together and like grouping well. I thought you guys were. I thought you guys were gonna win. So
No, it was
like,
true.
was it just like some panic sort of that stopped you guys from grouping as well, or was it something Des&Friends did?
No, I don't think we were panicked at all. We were just making calls on trying different things, TDing out, target an MG, and I think you guys started adapting, putting mines in certain strategic places where we were hitting, especially down at the bottom. That really helps. Stop it.
Yeah, there was there was a moment in the game where Albert sounded panic. Like I won't say he was, but he was like, "This is unsustainable." And we never saw him for the first 7 minutes. He was constantly needing summons from Hearth. Yeah, it looked bad.
I hit 0 talks like
Yeah.
3 times in 2 minutes, and I was like, all right, this is not gonna work. We gotta do something here.
And then there were about maybe 3 runs where you guys made it to the Reds, but I think the damage was fairly minimal, maybe like 10 talks. And then from there, we just like, okay, I think we can actually get a 5th person at home, and then that's where we stabilized.
I think like one of you mentioned before, like the big figure out for us was cycling. When you guys died, we just have the DS. We had to restock on the rep charge and mines and everything. I think that made a huge difference.
That actually came up in one of our practices that we had some NTs. They're like, "Yeah, I'm out of reps. I'm out of RGs. I'm out of everything," because we weren't killing them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good way to make Hearth, I don't want to say ineffective, but not Hearth.
It's to neutralize them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit back and summon me.
Yeah, I'm not playing my normal style. Not even close.
Yeah, you guys managed to turn Hearthbull into Thor, which was an incredible transformation that you guys basically did to Hearth. Is X5? Is anybody okay? So the mastermind X5 is unmuted. So as X5, what are your thoughts on the whole series? How it went down?
What's up, gents? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fun series. I thought we had it. We came in hot in game 1. Our goal was to take that game, knock them back on their heels, and then take them mining. Put them in the trenches, take them down to H4, and then beat them
where
there.
Offense goes to die.
That's right. So yeah, it didn't work out, but we were close. I think the biggest limiting factor for us, maybe Galaxy said this, I just jumped in here, was just not getting enough reps. Like, it was really hard the biggest challenge of this league was you had like 5 dudes, so you had to then get NTs, and they're even on short supply. So I missed the days where you could get 15, 18 dudes at a practice, and it's not an issue, and you can all work on strategies together.
I think those days are behind us.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever see those type of numbers on a single team again.
Yep. But
I
yeah,
think
hats
our two
off.
Squads,
Go ahead.
sorry, I think our 2 squads were the only ones that kind of paired up at any point and got those scrim practices in. Like I keep referring to it as the sister squad, and that's just what we became over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, and see, it's funny. So pulling the curtain back a little bit, we had that JT offense like in our back pocket the whole time, and we were trying to rope-a-dope you in that. Not to say we were letting you win every OVD, because I mean we tried a couple times, but the whole goal was just throw you wins, and basically lull you to sleep, lull you into complacency, and then hit you with something that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So, but no, those were great. We appreciate those, and I think made us all better.
How much were you able to practice H4? Because I know you kept it really close to pocket. Never?
Well, I don't say never. I want to say very, very little. We like. I mean, I can't share with you all my playbook stuff, but I have a really intricate overlay on exactly how to play it, and if you play it a certain way, like your chances of winning are really high.
I think
that isn't necessarily like the defense, because I'm not trying to also concede the argument that like
gotta invite Bonds to play SE2 with us.
Does he play?
He used to play SE2, yeah.
Oh, nice.
You guys used to play the minerals. Did you?
We played minerals, yeah.
I'm still recording for the other thing.
Oh shit, my bad.
You're good.
I mean, I was at a Tox. I was bingo tonight.
I mean, but so I'm saying that, so Des and Friends has ran. I think we ran that base 12 times against just NT. They ran it 10 times or 12 times in the past couple of nights against NTs, and they won one time on like a fluke grenade that killed 3 people at once, and they were able to run over the turrets and get out at that point. So they're actually more practiced at it than you are at this point, probably. And I assume that that's the closest you've came to losing at that base.
No, you can actually beat it really easily with a JT, a pack JT, or an infill. Like, I'm surprised that Angelos didn't go infill. If he did, we almost certainly would have lost, because the defense runs into an issue where you have to push out and you get spread, and there's like 2 avenues for the infill to enter, and they can easily get behind. I mean, actually V3 did this to us, and like all of us had ES on, and the infill walked right by us. But how many people have done that so far? Like 1 and V3 for like 30 seconds. So, and then Pac JT is another one. Like, we were kind of hoping maybe they would take H4, because we know the code to crack that one. And it definitely includes Pac JTs, which again, like how many people have run Pac JTs against it thus far?
I don't think anybody's ran a Pac JT against it.
Yep.
The Pac JT came up in discussions with us. We just don't have one. Like none of us play that.
Okay. So question from Spec. If you did a best of 5 expedition with your 5 offensive starters against DNF's 5 defenses, starters, DNF defends H4 all 4 games, how many games do you win? Or all 5 games? How many games do you win out of 5?
Sorry, is that towards me?
Yeah.
What's the question?
If you're 5 on offense, played Des and Friends is 5 on defense at H4, 5 consecutive times. If you're attacking H4, how many times do you think you'd win?
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, we would win. We would win some of those. Like we know we've played it enough to where we know how it gets cracked, and so far Des and Friends didn't use it, and none of the other squads have used it so far.
I would absolutely like to play that right now. Just 5 on D against your offense at H4 and just see how it's done. Albert's dying
right now. Here's the deal too.
It doesn't have to be ours.
there's multiple bases where we can replicate this. So, and that's also what we're trying to prove too, is we could take K4. We could take, there's some really weird terrain here that you can hold, especially at 5v5.
I don't think K4 is strong at
unlimited
all.
periods of time.
Or you didn't think H4 was strong at all either.
I thought that H4 was the strongest base in the game and needs to be removed from the game.
Then why wasn't a discussion before this started?
Before the OVD league started?
Yeah.
Because I was under the impression that we were only allowed to take one of the 6 bases.
So, hey, RR, when you commentated our game against Des&Friends game 1, the first time we played, do you remember everything that you said?
I remember saying that you were going to take H4, and I thought that it was going to be really tough. I probably thought they were going to win.
Okay, if I need to, I can cut this up for you, but you were gushing over the base. You were glowing over how great it was, how it was the meta change, how it was the new base that everyone will take. It is the Titan Breaker. Sure, yeah.
Was I wrong?
But it could be anything. It's not just H4.
Then beat them in a different base.
And all it takes is
beat them in a
some
different
strategy and thinking outside the box and a little bit of tactics.
You can't.
We absolutely can.
No, you can't.
The unfortunate thing is we're probably this is not going anywhere.
Yeah, let's get back on
what
track.
you got?
Yeah. We can get back on track, but there's no way you're beating them in a different base.
Jesus.
Okay. Are we grown men here? I'm about to go back on mute here.
Just a reminder, X5, Matt's not part of Des&Friends. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what lackeys
it is
count.
the strongest base in the game, and it's not close.
Okay, let's go. Are there any other questions?
What base do you think is as strong as H4?
I think it's the strongest. How do I think?
No, I'm talking to X5 because he said that there's multiple bases.
F4?
I think F4 is very good. I think it needs to be nerfed at that. But I think comparing it to H4 is outlandish.
Yeah, it's just a base, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Anything else? It is very late.
Let's move on. You guys need me for anything else about the bounce?
I think we're good. Go bounce. Go have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Shit got weird.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking saying that it's not wildly stronger than every other base. That's fucking ridiculous.
I would just like to say, sign up for Draft League.
What?